On this Planet XYZ, show host Clinton Walker takes on the adventure racing world with Robin Benincasa, one of the world's best. Only here on Encore Wham!
I'm Clinton Walker, you're watching Planet XYZ, and I'm sitting here with Robin Benincasa, one of the most athletic women I know. You are you were on the #1 team for the Eco Challenge?
Yep, my team has won the Eco Challenge and the Raid Gauloise, two of the biggest expedition length adventure races on Earth. I love my boys, we have the best team in the world, so we're stoked.
Now, how does one try out to get on your team?
It's a pretty political process. It's kind of, how many people do you know that can go 10 days nonstop mountain biking, kayaking, canoeing, whitewater rafting, navigating, towing each other, doing whatever it takes to get from point A to point B. That's our sport. So I had to go to New Zealand to get the best guys in the world, and they're just incredible. They grew up doing this stuff, and can't live without them.
So the boys in New Zealand are a little more fit than they are out here, are they?
No, I've had some really solid American guys. It's so hard to say. I mean, the French were initially the best in the world, and then the Kiwis, the Australians are great. I was on the first American team to win a big adventure race, so they're definitely out there.
Anybody from South Africa compete?
Yeah, the South Africans are great. Actually, I'm racing with a South African in the World Championships this year in New Zealand, and very cute accents, I have to say, really. I mean, that's the most important thing.
Is having a good accent?
Oh, yeah.
Well, now, when you don't sleep for 8-9 days, how does your accent sound?
Sounds like you have a really bad cold.
So tell me about your last event. Where was it? How long was it? How many people competed?
My last event was last month in South Africa, actually. It was called the Bull of Africa.
Nice accents down there, aren't there?
Oh, very cute. And a lot of cute boys. Unfortunately for the South Africans, we beat them. They were second place. We won. And it was an incredible race. Strangely, South Africa, the part we were in, looks a lot like Nevada, which I wasn't expecting. I thought I'd be dodging lions and tigers and bears, and no, pretty much desert, a lot of sand, and we held up better than the South Africans, knock on wood. So, yep.
How many people were down there?
There were 30 teams from all over the world. International teams, and you have to race with 4 people, and they have to be right next to you the entire time. So it's not like you do one event and then hand it off to the next guy and he does something else. Each team has to have at least one man and one woman, so you have to have mixed gender, and that's what makes it really, really interesting, is finding just that right combination of teammates that will get you to the finish line first. It's really pretty much a magic recipe.
It is about teamwork, kind of getting everybody to collaborate, work together, and just kind of end for that common goal. I want to watch the next event. How do I do it?
Well, let's see. We are the next big event is going to be the Primal Quest, and that is going to be next June. Actually, the one that's going to be the most televised. It's going to be on a major network, so keep an eye out for it. It's going to be all over the mountains of Colorado and or Utah or Arizona. They haven't told us yet because they keep the courses a secret up until the day before the race, and that's another one of the interesting twists, is you don't know what the heck you're going to be doing until you just show up with all your toys and your team, and they give you the maps, and some cases they drop you from an airplane and you parachute in and they say, see you in 500 miles.
So what are you going to be doing for training between now and next June?
Well, I'm going to be training for Ironman. Training seems to be a really, really good way to train for adventure racing as well, except substituting paddling for swimming. So I'll go out with my friends on a Saturday, ride 100, 120 miles, get off and run a bit. I'm a firefighter as well, so I get a lot of training in at the fire station here in Point Loma. And, it's just a lot of, 4 4-ish to 6 hours a day of training because we have so many different sports to learn.
Robin, I was just kind of curious. Tell me about a traditional day. What an Eco Challenge is from when you from when you wake up to when you go to bed. Or if you do go to bed.
Yeah, that's the thing, is there's not a lot of going to bed. In the Eco Challenge or the Primal Quest or the Raid Galois, some of the biggest races on Earth, basically you've got a team of 4 people, it has to be a mix of men and women, and they will put you in the middle of someplace really remote and obscure. I mean, we've raced everywhere from, Morocco, Tibet, Nepal, Fiji, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and they'll put you in the middle of nowhere, and they hand you a map and a compass, and they'll say, see you in 500 miles. You've got to do these sports along the way, check in at these 30 to 40 checkpoints, and go. And so it's nonstop. And, sleeping is on you. The teams that win, teams like mine, sleep maybe an hour every 24 hours. To keep yourself mentally in the game, you have to get a little bit of sleep. We tried not sleeping for 3-4 days at one point. That didn't work out so well. A lot of circles we did. So we have to sleep, at least an hour and a half or so per 24 hours, but that's it. And so it's really a game of attrition. And not a lot of teams finish. Usually about a third or less of the field will actually finish. And to qualify as being finished, you have to get all 4 people across the finish line. So if you lose any one person along the way, your team is disqualified. So it's a huge game of teamwork. So you have to know how to be a great teammate because you've got to keep that team together. It's all about the love and helping each other out and towing if you need it and putting our arm around somebody if you need it or yelling at somebody if they need it. And that's why it's such an incredible race. So compelling. It's not only physically challenging, but it's about your team and putting together a team that can cross the finish line together and still love one another.
Well, I really respect what you do. I mean, just to hear that story really brings chills to my heart.
It's awesome. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I will be really bummed when I'm too old to get across that finish line anymore. But luckily, that's for not like another 40 years or so.
You were there when Mark Burnett was coming over from Britain with his pounds in his pocket.
A few of them. Yeah, I knew old Mark back when he was a garage band, and he's huge now. We were the very, very first project he had when he came to the U.S. He started a race called Eco Challenge in 1995, and he literally came over with nothing in his pocket, had this dream of creating this race called the Eco Challenge, and had to mortgage, second and third and mortgage his house, and pretty much on his own dime, and he created the sport, and I love him for that. It's too bad that he's kind of too big to come back to it now, but he gave us the start, and I will always respect the man for doing that.
Right now, we're going to check out Robin in action in a beautiful place called Borneo.
Lots of leeches.
You're watching Encore Wham! Over and out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
I wanted to tell you that I think you're beautiful, but I won't, 'cause I'm scared. Can you really blame me when I'm a poor every time I'm at the plate? I wanted to tell you that I think you're beautiful. I'd ask you for a date, but I don't believe in no very worst thing you could say. I don't want to strike out like I have all my life. It's hard to feel confident as I watch the stripes fly by. My friends all made a field while I just ride the pine. Lord help me find the girl that you have picked out to be mine. I wanted to tell you that I think you're beautiful, I think you're beautiful, and I'd like to kiss you, but I won't, 'cause you deserve to have a better man than me. Something so unimportant makes me nervous all the time. I don't care if others like me, and if you don't, why should I even try? I wanted to tell you, I wanted to tell you, I wanted to tell you that you're so beautiful. I don't want to strike out like I have all my life. It's hard to go confident as I watch the strides fly by. My friends all play the field while I just ride the point. Well, help me find the girl that you have picked out to be mine.
Right now, we're going to wrap up this episode with some music from my absolute favorite DJ in the whole world, Jonathan Keith. Planet X's own
Jonathan Keith, baby.
You're watching Encore Wham!
But you don't think they're right. Hey Amanda, while you're staring at your telephone tonight, do you feel like turning it off, turning off all of the lights? Well, pin your wings down. If it's all over now, pin your wings down. Just take a chance somehow. Hey Amanda, who just stole your heart away this time? And when you're crying on your bed, does it help keep you alive? Well, pin your wings down. If it's all over now, pin your wings down. But just take a chance somehow. I'll take the blame if you take me home now. 'Cause there's no place left for trust in all this pain. And you know, when it rains in this town, I get washed away without a sound. So pin my wings down. Pin your wings down. If it's all over now, pin your wings down. Just take a chance somehow. Pin your wings down. If it's all over now, pin your wings down. Just take a chance somehow.
I claim this world in the name of Planet X.
Planet X in the air since 1995.